Hi, this is Jackie Mosney from UC Berkeley's IEOR 190G class, the Smartphone Patent War. This week's video will be coming from Kenyon, a small liberal arts school outside of Columbus, Ohio, to discuss the obviousness of my most recent patent I've been following. My patent, to remind you all, is currently in litigation with Apple against Samsung and is the patent entitled Graphical User Interface Using Historical List with Field Classes, patent number 5,666,502, and while it was filed in 1995, it was issued in 97. So my task now is to argue why this specific patent is obvious and to then explain for that detail as well. So first I'm going to define what obviousness is, as said by patent lawyer Kevin McBride describes obviousness as a patent defense that may be based on multiple prior art references. Determining obviousness requires considering whether two or more pieces of prior art could be combined. A single piece of prior art could be modified to produce the claimed invention. And this typically invokes the familiar teaching suggestion motivation test, asking whether a person with ordinary skills in the art would find some teachings or suggestions or motivations and could modify them in a certain way to relate them to these prior art references. So now I'm going to describe why my specific patent does infringe on obviousness, or why my patent is obvious. Let's remember that my patent was filed in 95, and therefore it might not have been obvious then, but clearly is now. So my patent pairs together the idea of search and connecting it to historical lists. So if you type in a few words, it'll be the first things that will come up will be words that you've already typed in the past, as if you're trying to retrieve the historical data, which is a pretty obvious idea. I mean, usually it's the idea of bookmarks. If you've already typed in things and have saved them, they're going to come up first when you search for them, pretty much combining these two features. If you're going to search the web on a smartphone, shouldn't your historical list be one of the first things that's searched? Therefore, this patent seems to be one of the more obvious features. Yes, it is specifically made for touchscreens such as smartphones or tablets in the way that the patent is phrased, as far as describing needing a stylus or having the capability of storing and memorizing code. But by retrieving historical data seems pretty obvious. If you've already typed it in, you would hope or assume that your phone would also be able to retrieve those historical words, keywords, phrases, anything. Additionally, this idea of using historical lists completely carries over to the prior art ideas. If you're already on the internet or on your computer, which are not touchscreen based per se, they still have these features. So you're pretty much taking the features that are already on other devices and putting them back on to now a new device and then repatenting the idea. Therefore, it's a bit obvious that this feature would be carried on. All in all, this is a basic and obvious feature and patent for any smartphone or device, let alone any device in general. Therefore, it truly is obvious, and it really is blending together already existing ideas. Thank you for tuning in this week. I hope you enjoyed the beautiful Ohio background. See you next week. Thank you.